Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sonia and I would love it if you could subscribe, and if you're not already an existing subscriber, welcome back. So for today's video I'm going to be doing my empties. Now I did say I was going to do this every 2 months. It is now April and I've not filmed one empties video yet. This is actually 3 months worth of empties. I didn't film in March because I just needed to take that bit of a step back and prioritise other things in life. So I'm back, I'm feeling a lot better. I also wasn't very well in March, so it was mostly best that I wasn't filming anyway. But yeah, I'm back, I'm feeling ready to film again for the month. I will say I'm also going to take some time off in May, just because other things that are happening in life. So I am going to film in April, then I'll take another break again in May, then I'll be back in June and hopefully won't need any more breaks. Fingers crossed. But if I do, I do. That's just life. But anyway, let's get into empties. I was going to do my declutters as well, but I already have 3 months worth of things to go through here, so this is going to be a long video. I also feel a little bit rusty in filming, so forgive me. Hopefully I can get back into the swing of things. Let's get into my empties. So the way that I do this is I put them into different categories of makeup, skincare, body care, hair care and miscellaneous. I might have to do this video in 2 parts. It'll be in one video, but I might need to film some now and then some a little bit later because I've just noticed my battery only has 2 bars left, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish all of this before I need to go and charge it. If need be, I'll come back later and film the rest of it, but I have a big bag here. It's huge. I love this bag, by the way. I bought it recently and I thought, you know what, I needed to upgrade the place where I keep all my empties, and yeah, and especially now that I'm hopefully going to be doing them every 2 months, I need a bigger bag than what I had previously, which was just like a little container. So what I do on the screen as well is I do put an empties value for the month. Now like I said, this will be 3 months worth of empties value, and then what I do at the end of the year is I tally up the full empties for the year. Let's get into it because like I said, it is going to be a long video. Okay, so I'm going to start with makeup. I do have a few makeup bits. I'm just going to quickly cover these. I have a couple of sponges. One of them is the Real Technique sponge, and this one I think was just a I'm not sure, just like a little mini one. These were okay. They're not my favourite, but if I had to get them in my collection, I would use them. I'd much prefer to buy the, I think it's the So Eco one, because that is so soft, but I've used both of those. I did also finish the little mini Urban Decay Hydro Maniac sample. This was okay, but if I'm remembering rightly, this one I feel like looked okay when you put it on, but then throughout the day I didn't feel like it wore very well, so I'm glad I had a little sample of this. But yeah, I have finished that one. I then have the Wonder Beauty Glow Getter Mist. Now what I will say is potentially some of these may be spoilers for my projects. I just put everything into this bag, so yeah, there may be some spoilers here. The next one is the Wonder Beauty Glow Getter Mist. So I actually used this one after my powder, before I did like my bronzer, blush and highlighter, and it was okay. Not something I feel like I would need to go out and get again. I feel like this is a step that it's nice to have, but it's not a necessity. If I got any more of these, I would use them, but not something I feel like I do absolutely need in my routine. I then have a highlighter, which I'm so pleased about finishing. I only finished this in March, but this is the Becca Prismatic Amethyst highlighter, and as you can see, it is fully empty. So I have finished a highlighter this year, which makes me really happy because I wasn't able to finish one last year. I do have a full size of this and I do actually really like this. This is one of my favourite highlighters in my collection, so once I finish the full size one I won't be able to get it anymore. But yeah, really do enjoy this. I'm currently using Rose Quartz from Becca at the moment because that's my next oldest one, but yeah, really do enjoy this, and it's a shame I can't get that form anymore because I do really like it. I then have a powder. This is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I'm still not the biggest fan of loose setting powders. I still prefer my pressed powder. I did try and get everything out of this. As you can see, it is completely done. It was okay. Not something I feel like I would go out and repurchase because I know that this is an expensive powder. Yeah, I would use it again, but it's not my favourite. I still love my pressed powder, and my favourite one is the one from Charlotte Tilbury. So once I finish all my loose powders, I will most probably go ahead and buy the Charlotte Tilbury one. And then I have 2 mascaras. Now I don't know why I have 2 mascaras, because usually I use my mascaras for 3 months. But yeah, I've got 2 mascaras and they're both the same mascara, which is the Hourglass Unlocked Instant Extension Mascara. This is okay. I know people quite like this. I just find it's okay. I think you can get one similar on the market for much cheaper. I've used quite a few of these though, because if I get them in my collection, I'll use them. They're not awful, just not a favourite of mine. And again, another product that's really expensive. This is what the wand looks like. I've used both of these. So that is all of the makeup. I'm really pleased that I've managed to use that much makeup. I am definitely liking at the moment just using what is in my makeup bag. I do think I'm going to be changing a few things on my channel with regards to my projects, which I will discuss in another video. But I am really enjoying just at the moment just having my makeup bag of stuff I'm using day in, day out, rather than having a bunch of things everywhere and really, I guess, getting really overwhelmed and looking and going, what do I want to use? I'm just, whatever's in my makeup bag is what I'm using, and I'm really enjoying that at the moment. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the makeup I have finished. Now let's move on to skincare. Actually no, let's move on to hair care, because I don't have as many. I have quite a bit in skincare and body care. So let's move on to hair, because I've only got 2 things. First thing is the Philip Kingsley Elasticizer. This is the deep conditioning treatment. I do actually really like this product. I have a bigger size in my shower at the moment that I'm using, and yeah, I really do like this. I do find it makes my hair really soft. I put this on, I usually only use this once a week, usually a Sunday. I put it on and then I do everything else in the shower, and then I rinse this off, then do my shampoo and conditioner, and I just find it makes my hair feel really nice and soft. So yeah, I don't get many subscription boxes now. I only get one, and then I get my Scentalic subscription. So I used to get these a lot in subscription boxes, but I don't feel like the one I've kept will give me a lot of these now. But yeah, I really do enjoy that product. And then the next one is the Garnier Ultimate Blends Plumping Hair Food Watermelon and Pomegranate. This is a 3-in-1 hair mask. I absolutely love this hair mask. This is one of my favourite hair masks. The banana one is still my favourite, but I just love this hair mask. As you can see, I got everything out of it I could. It did smell really strong of watermelon. I like watermelon scents, but I will say that these are quite fragranced. I'm not sure if they've changed these now though, because when I went to go and have a look the other day, I noticed the packaging is different. So fingers crossed they've not changed the formula of it, because I really do love these, and I've bought so many of these and I will continue to keep buying them. Hopefully the formula hasn't changed. Okay, now let's move on to miscellaneous. It's a bit all over the place today, I know, but I'm just trying to look at the ones that I don't have a lot of. And like I said, body care and skincare I've got a lot of. So for miscellaneous, I have the Elemis Calming Space Spray. So I use these in the morning when I do my bed. I just spray them over it. I don't feel like this is a step in my routine that I need. I have these in my collection, so I will use them. I usually get them from subscription boxes. But yeah, I've used this one up. So okay, I won't get it again. I then have the My Vitamins multivitamin gummies. I haven't actually ordered any of these recently. I might need to see if I can try and find some other vitamin gummies that I can in fact get in the shop rather than having to order them online, because you can get really good deals on these, but sometimes they can be expensive. So I haven't bought any more. I might go and have a look, see if I can find some other ones, because I find I prefer my vitamins in gummies. And then the last one I have is a candle. Now, I haven't really burned a lot of candles recently, so I've only got one. And this one is the Home Apple and Spiced Berry. Now, I can never remember where this is from. I got it as a gift. I'm not sure. Oh, it's Tesco. So this is a Tesco candle. It hasn't burned the best. This is what it looks like. But yeah, I like these candles. I find that they last a long time. This one did smell nice. I burned this one kind of over like the Christmas time. I do have, I think I've got, I'm looking down over here because that's where my candles are. I think I may have maybe one more of these Tesco ones. Yeah, I do like them, and I got these as gifts, and if I were to get them as gifts again, I would definitely use it. Okay, now let's move on to skincare. So the first thing I have is the Eve Lom Firming Cream Cleanser. I really liked this. I thought when I first used this I wasn't going to like it because it was a firming cleanser and I do have dry skin. But this isn't the type of firming cleanser that I thought it was going to be. It was actually really gentle on the skin. I did really like it. Again, it's so expensive. I don't know what it is with me and products. I seem to just like the really expensive ones. Because I really love the Kate Somerville Goat Milk Cleanser. Oh, that is beautiful. But yeah, really did enjoy this. I don't know if I've got any more of these upstairs. I really did enjoy that one. The next one I have is the Beauty Bay SPF 50 face lotion. But I just use this as an SPF. This was okay. I still prefer the Ultra Sun one. I'm using the Ultra Sun one at the moment, a tinted one. I'm not the biggest fan of the tinted one. I think I just prefer to just go back to just the normal Ultra Sun one. But I do like to try different SPFs to see if I can find cheaper ones, because as much as I love that Ultra Sun one, it is expensive. Usually you can get it on a deal, but it's still like 20 something pound. So I was trying to see if I could find something a bit cheaper, and this was okay, but I don't feel like it would be something I would go out and get again. Talking of Kate Somerville, I have the Goat Milk Moisturising Cream. When I tell you, this took me such a long time to finish. I was working on this for definitely 6 months, if not longer. I liked this. I don't love it as much as I love the cleanser, but I do like this moisturiser. It is really nice on the skin. I have another one of these upstairs. I just haven't started to use it yet because I have so many moisturisers in my collection, and like I said, this took me well over 6 months to finish. So yeah, but I'm definitely going to keep the other one, and I'll definitely use it because it is a nice product. I do have other moisturisers I would buy over that because, again, another expensive product, but I did enjoy that one. The next one I have is the Pixi Skin Treats Glow Tonic To Go. So these are like the Pixi tonic in little like pads. I like the Pixi Glow Tonic. These were nice as well, but I think I just prefer to get the Pixi Glow Tonic and use a like reusable cotton round. So yes, I use these up. I have another set of, not the Glow Tonic one, but another set of these that I need to use. This was a 2-month supply, and I think the other one as well is a 2 months. It did last me a little bit longer because I haven't done my skincare every single day. But yeah, I do like these. I think I just prefer to buy the actual toner, the Pixi Glow Tonic toner, then buy these. And talking of that, I did also finish one of the toners from Pixi. So this is again the Glow Tonic. This is the one I'd prefer to buy than this one. But yeah, I really do love this one. This is my favourite toner. I've repurchased this in the past. I'll continue to keep repurchasing it. It's only £18 and I don't think that's bad at all. But yeah, absolutely love this one, my favourite toner. I have another toner as well. I have the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow PHA plus BHA Pore Tight Toner. This one was in my travel skincare bag. This was okay. I just put this on my hand and then patted it into my skin. It does have a really strong scent on this one. It was okay. I'm using another one from Glow Recipe at the moment, which is the Essence. I prefer that one to this one, but I used this one up. I did find this could feel a little bit drying, but I finished it. It was only a 10ml. I then have this Water Gel Serum. This was okay. Not one I feel like I'd need to go out and get again. This is £40 for this serum, and I prefer other serums. I really like the one from Origins. I can never remember what it is. It's a Plantscription range, I'm pretty sure. I love that serum, and that's roughly around the same cost, so I'd prefer to buy that than this. But this was okay. It was hydrating, but not something I would go out and get again. I then have a L'Occitane moisturiser, so another thing that was in my travel skincare bag. I've used multiple of these, and I do like these. They're really moisturising, and yeah, if I were to get more of these in my collection, I would. I don't know if I'd buy this full size. I like the fact that I can take these travelling with me because they're a really good size. And I have got these multiple times in my cohorted box, which is the one I've kept, so I may end up getting some more of these in the future. But I do really like this moisturiser and I'll definitely use it again. Okay, I've got a few samples here. Now I know that this is a spoiler for my Turn and Bend in my Throwback 30, but I do have some samples. I've got the Charlotte's Magic Water Cream. I then have the Charlotte's Magic Cream. I preferred this one to this one. I found this one was more hydrating. And then I have the Hydration Revival Cleanser. I wouldn't get any of these. I'm not the biggest fan of Charlotte Tilbury skincare. I really love her makeup, but I'm not the biggest fan of her skincare, and it is really expensive. So I use them all up, but not something I would get again. I then have the Wish Firming Sleep Mask, and I think this was in my Beauty A to Z and I didn't manage to finish it, so I have finished it now. And again, another product that I did actually really like. It was really moisturising, and I don't know if I can get this though. I got this in I think this was from, yes, this was from Discovered Beauty, and they don't do that box anymore. I'm not sure if I could, did I get this from Discovered Beauty or did I get it from FabFitFun? I'm not sure. I think it might have been FabFitFun because I'm not sure if I can get this. But this was really nice. I did enjoy it. I then have some more facial pads. This is from Elemis, the Dynamic Resurfacing Facial Pads. There was 14 in here. And again, these were okay. I preferred the Pixie ones, but I don't really like having products like this. I prefer to just like have the toner. I'm actually going to be using a Elemis toner now. Which one is it? I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, I've used them up. Not ones I would get again. I then have the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Face Cream. This was nice, but it didn't provide that moisture in my skin that I like. Like, I've said this so many times, I'm a bit like a broken record, but I do really like when my moisturiser makes my skin feel like water's been splashed on it. And this was nice, but it just didn't give that effect. And it does smell strongly of rose. I can deal with this scent. I think anything stronger, I don't think I would want to use it because I'm not the biggest fan of rose scented things. But yeah, not one I would get again just because it doesn't really give me the effect that I like. But it is moisturising, just not moisturising enough for me. I then have the Clarins Beauty Flash Bar. I wasn't a big fan of this. It did feel a little bit drying, and I don't know if that's just because I've had it a while. But yeah, not one I would get again. One I would definitely get again is from Elemis. This is a Pro Collagen and Energizing Marine Cleanser. I love Elemis products. I just find them so hydrating, so lovely on the skin, and this one definitely was. If I could only ever use one skincare brand ever, it would be Elemis, just because I really do love their product. I would definitely get that one again. I then have a eye cream. This is the Strivectin Multi-Action Super C Dark Circle Brightening Eye Serum. This again was another product that took me forever because eye creams always do. It was okay, not one I feel like I'd need to go out and get again. I then have the La Roche-Posay Mila Serum Intensive Anti-Dark Spot Concentrate. This one, I wasn't the biggest fan of the scent of it. The product was okay, but yeah, I just wasn't the biggest fan of the scent of it. It smelled quite chemically to me, but yeah, I've used it, just not one I would get again. And then have another SPF. This is the Garnier Ombre Soleil Super UV Hyaluronic Acid Very High Protection 50+. Now, I had this in my travel skincare bag when I went to Mallorca last September, and I applied this multiple times throughout the day, and I also had the spray, and I found that it didn't give me the protection that I wanted. I did end up getting like sunspots here. I used to use this all the time when I was in the UK, and I think when I'm in the UK it's fine. Like, it gives me what I need, but when I'm anywhere hotter, I noticed that it maybe wasn't giving me that protection. Maybe I needed to apply it a lot more than I thought. But like with the Ultra Sun one, I just have to apply it once and I'm good to go for the day. So yeah, I don't know if I would get this one again, because this one I think is where I got it was like £10, so I may as well just spend a little bit more and get the Ultra Sun one rather than having to reapply it throughout the day. I then have the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs and rose water. So I just ended up using this as a spray that I used at the end of my skincare routine. Again, facial sprays, things like that are just not something I feel like I need in my routine, but I put them into my routine when I actually have the products. So yeah, I've used it, not something I would go out and get again. If I were to get them in my collection, I would use it, but not one I would actually go out and buy. Next is the Nip and Fab Exfoliate Glycolic Fix Scrub. This was a harsh scrub on my face. I like a harsh scrub for my body, but for my face I like something a little bit gentler because I can get quite sensitive skin, and I think this is about as harsh as I'd want to go, and sometimes this was maybe a little bit too harsh. I won't go out and get it again. Like I said, I prefer something a little bit gentler. It did a job, and I know a few people that actually do really like this because it does really exfoliate your skin. Not one I would go out and get again, but I know a lot of people do really like that one. And then last but no means least, I have some face masks. So I have 3, oh, they're a bit wet. I have 3 self-heating eye masks. I've got one from Space Masks, and then I have 2 from Sensory Retreats. And I actually used all 3 of these in one day because I had a really bad migraine, and I was just trying anything to help try and ease it because tablets wasn't helping. So I did use these. No, actually I think I used 2 of them in one day, then I used another one because I have been getting a few migraines recently. So I did use all these for that, and it did help, but it didn't get rid of it. It was just nice to have something like hot on my eyes, and I used all of those. I then used up a packet of the Mario Badescu drying patch, like spot patches. There was 12 of them, and I've been definitely getting a lot more spots, so I've been using these. These are okay. I have them. I won't go out and buy them again. I'd be curious to try cheaper ones to see how they would work. But I have been putting them on, and they are clear, so you can't really see them. I have also been out a few times forgetting that I've had them on. They do a job. I do find sometimes when I've put them on, they can move around a little bit, and also if I've got one that's quite raised, it does take a few of the patches to try and get it to go down. Okay, my battery's flashing at me, so I'm hoping to be able to get these ones done, then I will come back and do my body care later. I have a Murad Retinol Youth Renewal masks. These were okay, I did like those. I have this, I can never remember the name of it, Balance Active Formula mask. I really am not a big fan of this one at all. I've actually passed on all the other ones I've got of this because it is so heavy and it's got so much serum on it that it just doesn't sit on your face properly. It just constantly falls. Yeah, and it's just not an enjoyable experience, so I won't get those again. I then have the Skimono Beauty Masks, and this is a hand mask. And I like using these when it's colder weather because I do get eczema on my hands, and I find that these are really nice and they make them really moisturised. So I'm going to come back later and I'm going to do my body care, and then that will be my empties done. So I will see you in a bit. So I'm back and it's a little bit later now. Now let's move on to body care. This is the last section, and then that will be my empties done. So I do have a few Lush bath bombs that I have used. So I did get some of these for Christmas, and I did also go and buy some bath bombs before Christmas as well. Now I cannot remember all of these, if I'm honest, because again I've used them over the last 3 months. I think one of them was a Christmas one. Oh, another one was like a pink sparkly one. Actually, I think I might have bought all of these myself because they don't have the stickers on them. I'm pretty sure the ones I got at Christmas, they had stickers on them, so I think these were all the ones that I bought. I really do love Lush bath bombs. I don't get baths often. I get them more in the winter than I do the summer, but I have used 3 of those up. I have also used up the Baylis and Harding Beautology Make-A-Wish bath bubbles. These were okay. I think I got 2 uses out of this. They did make bubbles in the bath, and these are, I think I got these not last Christmas but the Christmas before, and I think it was in a set. If I were to get them again, I would definitely use them, but I won't go out and get them. I think I can find other ones that can last a bit longer for a very similar price. With regards to the Lush bath bombs as well, yes, I would absolutely buy more Lush bath bombs. The next thing I have is actually a cuticle oil. So I do get my nails done. I did buy cuticle oil off my nail lady, and this one was the watermelon one. I do really like them. They're really hydrating. I have just started buying some from an Etsy seller, which are equally as good. I'm currently using the Bum Bum one, which is a dupe for the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum cream. And I've got a few more on the way because should nearly be done with that one soon. But yeah, I really did enjoy this one, and if I needed them I would definitely go to my nail lady and get more. I do have a few perfumes. Now they're all kind of fallen out, but I do have them here. So I have 3. I have the Dior Miss Dior one, and this one was nice. I did like it, but it is quite expensive. I got, I think these 2, I wasn't a big fan of either of them. I won't get any of those again. Out of the 3, I think I would definitely go for this one. And these are the samples that they wear. And talking of perfumes, I have finished a full-size perfume. So this was the Britney Spears Midnight Fantasy perfume. I really did enjoy this one. I used this on a day, and yeah, really did enjoy it. This was in a project to use half of it, and then I did that, and now I have completely finished it. I would definitely get this again. It's an affordable perfume, and it lasts a reasonable time throughout the day. I wouldn't say it lasts all day, but it definitely does last a reasonable amount, and yeah, I would definitely get it again. I prefer this one to the one I'm currently using, which is the Fantasy one. I like the Midnight Fantasy more than that one, but I'm still using that one. I then have a shower cream. So this is the Nivea Pure Care Shower Cream. I really like this, and this is super affordable. It really moisturizes the skin. I would absolutely get it again. I think these are like £3 from Savers for a 750ml, so I absolutely would buy more of those. I then have a Tree Hut Vitamin C Sugar Scrub. I wasn't the biggest fan of the scent of this one. I don't mind the actual scrub in this, so I definitely use more of them, but I won't get this scent again because yeah, I really wasn't the biggest fan of them. But I would definitely get more of those, but I don't usually go out and buy body scrubs. I use them because I've got them in my collection. But if I was to consider buying any, I might look at the Tree Hut brand. I then have a Redox Shower Steamer. So this was just a one-use thing, and this actually smelled really nice. This smelled really nice, really fruity. I did enjoy it, but I don't see me buying this again. I think this came in a Christmas set that I got. But I used it and it smelled really nice, but not something I would go out and get again. And then last but no means least, for my empties, I have a hand cream. So this is the Median, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, Avocado Nourishing Hand Cream. And I finished this. These are not my favourite hand creams. I do find them to be a little bit greasy. I do have a few in my collection because I got them from my sister for my birthday a few years ago. I will use them, but they're not like my favourite. I find they do take a while to absorb into the skin, and this one was at my work desk, so I was, you know, typing away and things, and I just found that it just took a while to absorb, but I will use them. This one I didn't really find had a scent. I finished it, and like I said, I've got some more. I won't go out and buy these again, but I'll definitely use the ones I have in my collection. So that is it. That is my empties. So on the screen, I'll put a total for the last 3 months. Fingers crossed I can do this every 2 months now. We will just see. I've used quite a bit in 3 months. I'm really pleased actually, because I didn't think I have used a lot, considering the last 3 months haven't worn a huge amount of makeup. I haven't used a lot of skincare, but actually doing this has made me realise I've used a lot more product than I thought I did, which is always good. So yeah, it feels really good to be back, and I will be getting up all of my updates, fingers crossed, on time this month. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am going to have some time off in May, just because there's some things happening in life that I I need to make sure that I'm prioritising that. So I will be having some time off in May, but hopefully I'll be back in June. So if you enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up, and it means the absolute world to me if you could subscribe if you don't already. And until my next video, thank you for coming by. See you later.